Nobody wakes up knowing that they're about to become the next GOAT, the greatest of all time. Leonardo da Vinci didn't know back in 1466 when he first picked up a paintbrush. Michael Jordan didn't know back in 1984 when he was picked third in the NBA draft after getting cut from his high school basketball team. And Kevin Feige definitely didn't know that he was creating one of the most popular movie franchises of all time back in 2009 when Iron Man first released. And neither do you, the person watching this video right now. And if you are watching this video right now, be sure to leave a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Look, none of us know that we're about to become the next GOAT of whatever it is we're doing when we're doing it. That's the scary part. And a lot of people give up before they give themselves the chance to get anywhere. It might take writing 10 books before you write one good one. It might take uploading 100 YouTube videos before you get to 1,000 subscribers. It might take 10 years for you to get your big break as an actor or musician. The point is, you need to give yourself time. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to give yourself time to get better, time to know yourself, time to hone your craft. Because it's that period when you're experimenting and creating, and most importantly, failing, that makes the payoff that much more worth it in the end. Sometimes it's not even about reaching the end of your journey. It's about the road that you took to get there. History has a lot of weird patterns. Those that we universally recognize as legends, well, they didn't all start off that way. And they almost never look like legends in the making in the beginning. Instead, most of these people are what we would call obsessed. Obsessed with their craft, obsessed with getting better, and they're almost obsessed to a scary level. Sometimes they're even straight up delusional. And 9 times out of 10, they're just another person creating something in their bedroom being overlooked by everybody else. So, here's my question for you. What if you're one of them? People talk about talent and greatness like it's genetic. And sometimes it is. If you're born 6'11", chances are you're gonna be a pretty good basketball player. But even then, it's not nailed on. In fact, child prodigies are actually super rare. People like Lionel Messi, Michael Jackson, and Mozart are actually statistical anomalies, and they're definitely not what you should be striving for. Because even while they were born with God-given talent, they still had to work incredibly hard to get to where they got. And if you study these so-called savants, you'll realize that they stayed in the studio, on the pitch, and in the gym way longer than anyone else in their field. And that's what made them great. That's what made them one of the GOATs. They worked harder, and most importantly, they wanted it more than anything in the entire world. And if you want to achieve greatness, you have to adopt that same mindset. As a society, we all romanticize talent. I mean, talent is attractive, it's rare, or at least we think it is. Personally, I actually don't think talent is rare, and that's exactly why I'm making this video. However, I think people do this because putting talent on a pedestal is a lot easier than rewarding consistency. It's easier than rewarding hard work and sacrifice. Because the harsh truth is, commitment is uncomfortable. It's downright hard, but becoming great isn't something that's supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And when everyone is great, no one really is. Commitment and dedication are the separators. Becoming great at your craft means doing the thing when it's no longer exciting, when it's no longer fun, when you realize that this was a lot harder than you expected. Look, talent alone won't make you great. It might help you get started, it might take you up a couple levels, but eventually you're gonna plateau. And inspiration won't keep you going when things get tough. Because trust me, things are going to get tough. Doesn't matter how much talent you have or how many ideas you have, when it comes to executing the thing, it's gonna get hard. But it's that refusal to give up that pushes the greats into GOAT status. If you look back at history or even in just your community, there are thousands of people who could have been great. There are so many what if stories in music, in sports, in art. The instances of someone who could have been something but never reached their potential are endless. And that's because greatness has a brutal entry fee. It takes time, embarrassment, repetition, the willingness to fail in public, and most importantly, continuing to do it anyway. I'm gonna use me as an example really quickly because after all, this is my YouTube channel. But hopefully my story can help inspire some of you in some way, shape, or form. I started building my world building and story universe, the Eternal Keyverse, back in 2014. It started in the back of my history class. with my notebook and my mechanical pencil. And I didn't start it because there was any money in it. In fact, I didn't actually know that you can make money off stories in that sort of way. Like, I knew that you could publish books and that sort of thing, but it all seemed super unattainable for a 14-year-old me. And I definitely didn't create the Eternal Keyverse because someone asked me to. In fact, I didn't tell anyone about my writing until I turned 18. And even then, people thought it was just a phase or just, a cute little hobby. But over 10 years later, I'm still here. I'm still writing, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And honestly, that dedication matters a lot more than talent, because I'm under no illusions that I'm the greatest writer or world builder in the world. In fact, I think I'm pretty far from it. But that's what keeps me going. The drive to get better, the drive to hone my craft, and the drive to create something so great that I help inspire other people around the world too. Because the thing that people usually call greatness looks pretty ridiculous while it's happening. From the outside looking in, it's just a hobby, or in the most extreme scenarios, it's an obsession. Some people might even consider it to be a waste of time. And maybe they're right. But what if they're wrong? What if one day, everything just starts to fall into place? And that's when people are going to start calling you a visionary. But you have to get to that point first. Because nobody sees the 10 years of grinding, of late nights, of scrapping your work, of almost quitting before they call someone an overnight success. And that's why I think so many people never actually discover who they could have been or what they could have made. Because a lot of people stop before they reach that breakthrough. Because they quit before they let their story, their art, their music see the light of day. And honestly, that's super sad to me. Because we all have a story to tell, and personally, I feel like it's our obligation to make sure that story gets told to the world. Even if it's just one person. Because even if it is just one person, that's one person's life that you've impacted. I don't think it's a lack of talent that kills the creativity in people. Because, let's be honest, there's lots of successful people out there who don't really have that much talent. But I bet you most of them worked super hard to get where they're at. Unless we're talking about nepotism, which in that case, they didn't work very hard at all. But we're not talking about that right now. There's plenty of people who are successful, who don't have much talent, that worked at themselves, worked at their craft until they got to a level where they needed to be. And if you ask me, it's unfair expectations, comparison, and the fear of failure that really does the most damage. It's those things that are keeping you from fulfilling your full potential. And once you get over those, well, the sky's the limit. But there's that one brutal phase that we all have to get through. Maybe you have the ideas and the vision and the drive, but your ability and execution just haven't caught up yet. So everything you make disappoints you. Years ago, I tried to learn how to draw, specifically digital art. I even have a digital tablet in my closet right now collecting dust. But I was never patient with myself. My sketches never looked how I imagined them in my head. I could never make what I really wanted to. So I quit. But not just on art, but on myself. And I regret that decision every day. Because if I had kept at it, who knows how good of an artist I could have been today. And it's that critical phase of resistance that kills people's creativity. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to suck.
Pause.
And with the rise of sharing your work on the internet, nobody wants to suck in public.
What did he say?
Okay, wait. Let me rephrase that. Falling on your face in front of everyone is embarrassing. And that's kind of what posting your work online for everyone to see is like. In fact, I get criticism on my videos and on my world building and on my stories every day. And I kind of just have to take that. But it's that criticism that pushes me to become a better writer, a better creator, a better YouTuber, and all of the stuff that I'm interested in. Releasing your first song on SoundCloud or that first YouTube video or that first story to Amazon is terrifying. Especially if you're comparing yourself to polished masterpieces that likely had an entire team and months to years of planning and prep work. But here's the real truth. Every legend had to start somewhere, and they all survived that resistance phase. They pushed through it, they got better, and eventually they became great. And there's no reason why you watching this can't do the same thing. Look, I don't know if I'm the next GOAT. I don't know if you're the next GOAT, and neither do you. But I do know this, the version you that finds out is the version of you that kept going. It's the writer that kept writing. It's the artist that kept drawing. The director that kept filming. The creator that kept creating, even when no one's watching. Because there's one question every creative person should ask themselves before continuing with their craft. If no one ever saw your work, if you never made a penny off of your art, would it still exist? And if the answer is no, then you've got some reevaluating to do. But if the answer is yes, then you're in the right place and you're definitely on the right track. And I'm here to tell you to keep going. Make something that inspires other people and, most importantly, inspires yourself. You never know where it's gonna take you. And that's what I did with the Eternal Keyverse. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. Because after finishing 12 different story drafts across 1 million words and multiple drafts, I'm nowhere near being done. In fact, I'm just getting started. And it's about time that you did too. I've been ODJ Writes, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.